Hi, Katyoparty here. I have a little update on some stuff that I've been working on, namely this mini album that I worked on off and on for about a week and a half. I've been obsessed with it. Used lots of bits and pieces from my stash. So I know that I used some Prima Engraver line of paper. And some Kaiser Craft Upon a Time paper, and then the rest are just things that I had in my stash, so I used bits and pieces of it. So I'll just do a quick run through of what I did. Here I just colored some gauze to go around the clock. I jazzed up some flowers because I love sparkle, and added some inking and distressing. Then on the next page here, I made a little pocket, and I put in a little tag that I made. These are some of those upcycled tags that I love to reuse, so I just jazzed them up with paper scraps and different inks and stuff. So I figure on the back I can put a little picture, and it tucks into this pocket, which I made out of paper. I was watching YouTube videos when I was sick a month or so ago, and I happened upon Steph Miller, and she does tons of mini albums, and I just was in love with all the little pockets and little doodads that she uses on her mini albums, and so I was inspired by that. So here I made a little pocket, and I got a little fancier. This was one I did. I didn't do these pages in order necessarily. I did, like 3 different passes through, and at first I was just adding pockets and little things. So I was getting better and figuring out more how to make different and better pockets, I think. So first I went through and I embellished all these hang tags that I love to recycle. So I just used little bits and bobs, and I embellished the tags. Then I went through the book and like painted or colored backgrounds and made pockets and different things to put on. And then I went back through and added another layer of like some of these, little details that you see on here. And then I went through again and added sparkle or ribbons, or I just kept going back and doing a whole nother pass through all the pages. So these were done in like stages. So here is a little deal. I had these paper clips from way back that have little enamel kind of things on them, but I did this little fold out, and I had these little beach things from I think it was Kaiser Craft Tropicana, maybe, or it was a beach theme. So I made this little booklet that just has pictures from the beach, and so it folds like this, and then you just clip it back shut. Oops, and my idea with these is that someone could add, and I probably will, add pictures or little journaling, or different things, and that then someone down the road will just like to look through and see all the little hidden things, which I would have loved when I was younger. And this is one of my favorite things on this page. You just pull this out, and there's a nice picture of the beach on the back. But I just like the idea of having a little secret thing. Oh, it's a nice flower embellishment, and then you pull it out and go, oh, look it's a hidden another photo. So that was my idea with that. Then the next page, I really was getting into these interactive type of things. So I used some modeling paste and a key stencil and did some keys, and then I distressed them with ink and that sort of thing. And so this one here, you have this little tag, and you move it up like this, and then you open the page. There's a little tab there. Make sure you can see. And then under here I figured you could put a photo or just write a little journaling. And then I did even the back of the tag. And that's what I was loving about this whole thing, was you think it's just like, oh, open a flap or, pull something out. but I wanted there to be more to it, like a little surprise here and there. Okay, the next page, I used another, this is a wooden clock, just some sparkly things. These are little ends when my husband changes his guitar strings. He always gives me the little bits and pieces because I love to use them in things, in my mixed media art. So I used those. I don't know, I just thought it needed some other little touch. I colored the flower with Delusion spray inks, some Tattered Angels, and I also used some Lindy Stamp Gang. And I just, oh, I'm in love with the color that this came out to be. Love that. And I made some little tabs and these little picture frames. I'm not sure, you know, what I'll use this page for, but I just thought it was kind of cool. So there's that. And then the next page, I had this papers forever, and I just was saving them for some time. So I finally am using them. So I made a tag, another upcycled tag, and I cut the corners so it would look more like a regular tag. And then it says, beautiful, so romantic, blissful, and funny. I colored the flower with gelatos, and then I dripped sealing wax like these. Like, you know, the old school, you'd buy the, like this. This is 7 Gypsies, actually. I probably had it for 6 or 7 years. You know, you light it, and then you drip it, and then you have like a stamp that you'd use, but I just dripped. Anyway, so I have this beautiful woman, and then on the back, I use my Martha Stewart doily circle punch to do that, and then I use my jelly plate. What I did actually was I used my jelly plate and colored paper, some plain white paper. Then I went back and used my Martha Stewart circle doily punch to cut the doilies, and then I cut those and added them to the tag and just added some more shimmer and sparkle and shine. Here I have just some more of the paper that I used for this. So I embellished it, made a little pocket here. And so my idea is you could always put a photo on the back of this. And then it just slides right back in the pocket. And I added a little, you know, pretty metallic thread. So that's that. Then we have this page here. So I was kind of going between a beach theme and then this Art Deco kind of thing, and then I had the engraver. So this is just a, you know, it's just a crazy little mini album here with all kinds of themes. I used some beautiful lacy flowers on this one. This is an old library pocket. It was plain, and I got it at some art retreat I was at in, you know, a grab bag or something. I used some washi tape. I used a ribbon. I was trying to use up bits and bobs from my stash. And then I did a tag. I used, oh gosh, alcohol inks, acrylics, some sprays, just stamping, everything, just doing whatever. Here, I did a background. I didn't like it, so then I went over it with some dimensional paint. I wasn't wild about it still. Did some coloring on it, which I love the texture and the color now. Not wild about, I added these butterflies and not wild about those, but it, you know, it is what it is. I don't hate it. It's better than it was, so I'll just put that in there like that. Okay, turn this page, and here I am more to the beach theme again. I had these little clasps, probably 6 or 7 years, and they were left in my stash. Excuse me. And so I used a little note card, index card, divider, some washi tape. Just added, you know, this is a little dragonfly bit of paper I had. So when you open it, you have some more beach stuff. I thought you could do some journaling, add a photo, or whatever. I'm just happy to actually sit and look through this book and just see all the little flips and flaps and envelopes and stuff. So I just used up, I wanted to use up my bits and bobs. Okay, so this one here says time for peace. I did some modeling paste of a Prima stencil with some clocks. Just added, you know, things I had. So it's got some pretty flowers that I colored. Little clock, and then I just love the little ruffle trim around it. Next page I did was made it look like hand stitching with, I just drew that on with the pen. I made the hearts. This is a heart stamp that I carved myself, and I just used it as background. This is a tag on a tag. This is one of the hang tags that I used some stuff that I watercolored, some paper that I had left over that I watercolored. And it says, how beautiful it is. How beautiful is it to do nothing? And then on the other side, it says, love you, and it's just a collage-y kind of a piece. And so I did a, you know, just a little something so that when the tag is not in here, it's something to look at. So there's that. This page, little more feminine, used some flowers in my stash. This is a tag that I made. It just says love on one side, flowers on the other. So I figured you could journal on this side and put a picture on that side, and then I just did a multi-layered pocket here with a little bit of twine. You could also write on here. And then I have this tab. So you turn the page. And this was one of my, I'm really proud of the engineering I thought up on this because this is my first time, so I'm not used to really doing this, but I added some bling. It's, again, more beach theme. So you turn this little thing, and then you can open it, and it says beauty and beautiful, and then it says wish you were here. I was trying to just make sure I was hiding my mechanics and that sort of thing. So initially I had it with this, but without this flower, without this, but when you turn the page, this would flop open. I didn't like that. I wanted it to be so you turn the page, then you discover. So I had to figure out how to make something that would hold this shut, but that didn't look, you know, I wanted to be able to hide the mechanics. So I came up with this. I just did a little disc, see, and then this pulls out. So it's a little tag. It says peace, but I did a little disc on a pop dot kind of thing, and then I camouflaged it with the flower that I distressed. I cut the flower out with my Vagabond. Anyway, so you pull this out, and then it has a place to put a picture. And so I did some stamping on the background, some paint. So this slides in like that, and that's there. And then you can shut this. It tucks underneath the flower. Love that page. So here's another page. Once again, we're back to the pastel-y little feminine. This is some metal tape I engraved, you know, just with a pen. I watercolored the background that I cut the flower out of. And this one you just lift up, and it says hugs and kisses, and you can add photo and then do the journaling up here on the top. Whatever your brain can think up. Turn the page. And here we have just some layered, this is that Petal Soft stuff, which it keeps falling off on here. Anyway, and I did part of a doily for a pocket, and then you pull the heart out, and it says, my sweet, and then on the back, you can write, journal, there's a little flower underneath, so when you pull a heart out, you still have something to look at. Added some flowers, pretty simple. Then the last page here, once again, just trying to use up little bits and bobs. So you pull this out, it has a heart, distressed, and just something from my stash. And then on the back, I thought you could put a picture or something, and there's stuff to look at if this isn't in there. So there's that. The little tag that says family, it's a little guitar because I just thought the color went, and you can turn this so that when you look at the back cover, which I didn't embellish really heavily because I wanted it to stay relatively flat, and it just says moments together, memories forever, happiness, and it has some little frames. And then you can see the little tag says treasure. So I'm just kind of proud of all the little bits and bobs, and my first attempt at making little secret, you know, tabs and pockets and different things like that. Some people have really super sophisticated ones, and maybe I'll graduate to that, but for now I think this is awesome. So I just wanted to share that today. Thanks for watching, and I'll see what I come up with next time. Art out with your heart out. Bye.